action.
Welcome back, everybody, to the ACES series here at Philly Esports. My name is Grant CFO. Monkey, I'm assuming, is over there. Nobody's corrected me if he's over there or not, so we're just assuming that Monkey is that way. But either way, he's here on the desk to cover the next match. Monkey, we've got Columbia College taking on Western Colorado.
This is going to be one heck of a match because we've seen the Mountaineers do great things, but we've also seen Columbia College finally lose one game, be it by network or be it by force. It did happen to Western Michigan. We get to see if it can happen all over again as we work our way. It's going to be a fun one to see as always, and as often as we get to find this squad, it will be in blue. Columbia College has already going to spike through.
Judging by the fact that our second seed in Western Michigan had trouble against this squad, I'm going to go ahead and make a bold prediction that it's not going to be much different this time around, especially with the opening goal 12 seconds in.
This is the first time we've seen Cryptic not on the pitch for the side of Columbia College. Instead, it is Crow's shiny wings, but it will instead be Rev from the rip. It's able to slip in through and get a second one real quick.
Oh, it's a beautiful kickoff goal. You stop it dead and you push forward just a little bit. It allows you to go a little further than you would have initially expected. They'll take it for their own score. And you know, judging by the fact that they've got a sub in, something tells me that not only is this a good, capable program, but that they've got a lot of trust in said program. The fact that they can throw in another individual and be just as good, just as dominant, just as quick, just as whatever, as long as it's a positive adjective, it says a lot about Columbia College and what we are about to see.
I mean, one thing to keep in mind, I've realized now why Cryptic is not here. He's actually playing in the conference playoffs for CRL. So, you know, that squad, pretty good.
Oh, you know, casual.
Yeah, just not a big deal. Trying to qualify for the CRL World Championships, which I learned was a thing. Flip reset. Rev will have in his back pocket.
Oh,
nice extra
no.
bit of style. That's 3 up real fast.
That's not just style, that is every last drop of sauce that you've got in the tank. Flip reset to the musty flick. Not an easy mechanic to pull off, but I guess Rev is casually doing those kinds of things, so props to them. All the more power to you. Minute in, 3 goals.
Those shiny wings, I haven't seen him play in a minute, at least on the pitch while I've been here. It's good to be able to see him kind of join us whenever he can. Seb is going to leave it to Rev. Crow's shiny wings will actually go a little bit sooner. Oh my goodness, look at the ball controls. Rev is just able to keep contain and I guess overall possession. Sean, we're going to see if he can catch up, but this has been so far unending touches by the likes of the Cougars. A big breakout. They can start their offense from this back corner.
Jolly has it over to Horizon. It's a decent shot, but with the Columbia College defense, it's going to be taking a lot more to get something done on it. Sean demoed in the corner. Now they're back and pushing towards that same corner where death occurred. Horizon missing their touch. Jolly not much better. That's going to throw up some problems, but Sean is there to bail them out. Jolly needs to clear this away now. As Columbia College builds on the pressure, they abuse that backboard. They know how vulnerable you can be. They know your weak spots. Everything that you've got wrong, they will capitalize on, except for this one right here, where Western Colorado doesn't really realize, at least in time, that there was a hole in the offense coming in. They could have broke through and had an opportunity at.
Seb actually took some pace off of that shot so that it wouldn't go through as fast and thus wouldn't find the defender on the same mark as it. Instead, Coach Shiny Wings able to win off, and this is another double commit by the Mountaineers. They're getting a little bit quicker, maybe, or actually making some better challenge commits on that back goal line to force the Cougars to take a little bit longer to rotate out. But again, it's just kind of an aversion to keeping things in better balance. But they're trying to be able to match speed. There's been a lot of demolitions as of late.
And not only that, there's been a lot of passes to the backboard as of late. That's a beautiful save from Horizon. Jolly's sending it downfield. They'd like to avoid that situation ever again, but the unfortunate part is, well, you're probably going to have to deal with it a little bit longer, and maybe the length of a set. You've got to save this one. It's not too great off the woodwork. won't do you much good. Seb scoring the fourth.
That was a tough one for Sean because he saw Crow's Shining Wings was at that near side post, so he had to make a connection. And, very luckily they went in and out, was going to make that strange kind of inside net bounce out to hit back into the stripes. But it was a great collection by, I believe it was Rev. Could be super wrong. Was it Seb? Was it Rev? It was Seb. I'm an idiot. I was wrong. But either way, with 90 seconds coming
Forgivable.
up. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Great shot. Great save. The defense has been able to get a little bit faster. The Mountaineers, though, their counter performances need to get even quicker.
Seb might just start for Columbia College, and by start, I mean continue, because they've had exactly what we're talking about here, Monkey, except for Sean, who's got a far side shot. That'll be out of the reach of the defense, and that's their first.
Song came back. What's up? Of course. Sean able to connect and put it across.
How fitting.
That's beautiful. Trying to tell him what's up,
Oh, yes. I am loving it. See, Monkey and I just discovered that is a thing in Rocket League, and it is beautiful considering the fact that meme is, 12 years old? It's crazy, and what could be crazier is if that was a goal, and it's not. Little sad about it, as I would imagine that Western Colorado would be too. Columbia College pushing down the length of the field, though, has another shot off, and that one's in. Instant counterattacks provide instant benefits.
And Rev pre-jumped the would-be connection by Western Colorado to maybe turn that one around as everyone was in retreat. He was out of boost, in fact missed that back corner, but made just enough so that it would beam off that corner, and it was Crows that was able to make that connection and get this to a 5-1 game, putting it out of reach for the most part with a half minute coming up. Ooh, a rare miss by Seb, but a not so rare demolition will bowl it in the other way. We're just a step away from heading to Brazil.
I've got to admire the fact that Crows is playing with a Venom car body. It's not something you see every day, but they are certainly making it work. There might be something about the front of that car that gets a little extra sauce, a little bit extra power on it that, I might need to try it out. New meta, inbound, hello, before the major. Crazy.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. What would be the one car that you would agree? Kind of like how everyone went after the Finnick after it was used and apparently successful. What's the one other car that exists right now you can see be using at the major and then suddenly by popular want people would use?
Unrealistically, I would say the X-Devil, highly underrated car. Even though it looks like a cockroach, it is, that thing can hit some bangers. You can get some weird flicks, some crazy car control. It's kind of like, I think it's a hybrid hitbox. It just feels different. It feels like the Octane, the Dominus had a baby, and I love it for that matter because it's a combination of the two best cars in the game.
Okay, all right. Some people may hate on you for the Dominus, but I can see that happening.
I don't care.
Yeah. I think
car choices are difficult.
They are, and I feel like pros should utilize the best car in the game, which really none of them do, which is
X-Devil.
The Gizmo. Come on, let's be real. The Gizmo is just rounded out Octane. Why do you put your face in disgust? No, this way. I'm over here, wrong side. Look, that car is great. It's got the little flippy ears in the back. Okay, the fin makes you go
skip
fast.
On this segment, is there a skip button? Because I'm in agony in these last 10 seconds. Oh wait, I just have to ready up, and that would get us on the pitch. And
there you go. What? That's your fault.
There was a skip button. There was a skip button, and it's to game number 2. Which is a Western Colorado team that is in desperate need of a bounce back, especially with how the first game went. 6-1, I believe, was the final scoreline, Monkey Man, and that is obviously not great. There's a lot that needs to be cleaned up, mostly on the defense. It's just meeting the other team with the ball because they're faster than you. So challenge yourself to play quicker. Take this as an opportunity to learn, and I assume that, by the time they get out of this, they're going to be a much, much better team.
It's kind of like Newman that had to go through the pressure cooker of some crazy squads, and this one was definitely one of them that had to bring him through the woodwork. And moving up to the speed that Columbia operates is always like a hyperbolic time capsule to be able, time chamber rather, to be able to get you just better, quicker.
100%. I mean, we've talked about Newman. I don't think we're seeing Newman tonight, unfortunately, but they have been put through thick and thin. But how quickly they have gotten better when... I'm unsure of this, but I think the rumor and the word on the street was that they were around a silver team. Bro, they look like they're diamond. Like, at least.
Heck yeah.
They have gotten so much better, and the fact that they've done it in such a little bit of time is real impressive. But let's get back to this game with Crow's beautiful pass to Rev. They find a connection and a dunk off of Horizon. That is monumental, to say the least.
Is there an evolved form of the Venom? Like how there's like 2 forms of like the Dominus, Octane, Carnage?
I mean,
as I hear in my ear, in the Carnage?
I don't know, man. I
Is
stopped
that a
paying
real
attention after the Fennec.
Is that your main card?
No, I mean the Fennec at the moment, yes. The other car, I don't. Sounds scary. I'm gonna say that it sounds scary. And when you got a Venom in front of you shooting like that consistently every single time with the passes back and forth between them and their teammate Seb, yeah, I'm getting scared.
Yep. Especially because even if you're answering the call to the speed that the Cougars are bringing to you, you need to make sure that you have a bit of extra communication. Don't overrun each other. We did see a double commit as they jump out of the box, and I get because the second man was in a flip. That one is something that you might want to do a little bit faster, which you want to be quicker. Definitely, totally understand that.
Right.
But beat them with the comms. And this is a great touch by Jolly to get it beyond Rev. That's going to be a touch, maybe a second opportunity, but no. Mountaineers will be sent packing. First 90 seconds, we'll have those 3, maybe a 4th.
No 4th today. Sure, it may be imminent with Rev finding over to the midfield. Looked for Crows, came up short. Rev has their chance. You can see the boost management from Western Colorado not only suffer, but the boost game is not in their favor. This is a Columbia team that loves to steal boost and do things like this to you that throw you off. You think they've got a flip reset. You'd expect that they'd be consistent. They miss it and it throws you off.
Maybe we get one and then just doesn't even need to do it. Just kind of pushes the ball. Doesn't have to at all concern himself with what lions do not concern themselves with the opinions of sheep. And he is roaring. The mighty, well, you know, he's a cougar. Cougars roar?
That was I don't know, but that was bars right there. I'm gonna tell you. That was straight bars.
This one hitting side to side.
That's tough. That's real tough, but it really is the embodiment of this game. Every time there seems to be an opportunity. I mean, Rev's just, man, I'd be upset at that one too, Sean. That's so not cool, but they just have so many demos to hand out. He's like the ice cream man, but for bombs.
Yeah, just handing them out. What's the theme song for an ice cream man with bombs?
I don't want to know. Can I? Is that the name of my next single?
Gotta be.
The bomb cream man. No, that's terrible.
Nope.
That's the worst dad joke of them all.
We march on. The Mountaineers hang out on their back wall, trying to be able to meet the speed that is the Cougars. Oh, a bowler stuck to the ground, like gorilla tape, super sticky. We've seen Western Colorado be able to push out with some speed. This is what I think every team wishes, if they could play Columbia and then take their experiences and then immediately go play another squad, because you would be so fast.
True. It's a warm-up game is what it becomes. Unfortunately, I believe these teams only play one game per week on the ACES series. So, I mean, there's not... Yeah, it would be a luxury to play a team of Columbia's caliber and then go into another match and absolutely obliterate them. And that's one of the factors that you look at in any given tournament format. Unfortunately, there ain't no tournament format here, and there's nothing to... I mean, yes, there's things to gain from it, but you'd probably want to go play ranked. I think that's where you're going to find your wins. You just got to survive this game without getting tilted, because I know if I was in these shoes, yeah, I'd be a little tilted. Actually, I think I'm lying to myself because I have been in these shoes before. Played Boise State as a B roster for my college. That was crazy, and I wasn't tilted. I was like, hey, I actually got better. My teammates got tilted. I'll tell you.
You don't get to see Boise State this weekend. They're pretty good.
They are really good. I think Zero. I don't even know. I should know these things.
They were.
I-
Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
In the West.
that's what I thought. Yeah, exactly. See, I watched more of the Eastern Conference because that's where I be. And you know what else
That's
looks
where
like
it
a B? The number 6. And also Seb. Okay, I'm done with the segues, Monkey.
It does. I had to. I know you can't see me, but I used my hand to draw a B to remind myself which one was the B and which one was the D, so that then I could follow the curve and be like, it is kind of
Okay.
So
You know, I
Right.
really wish for a curve on my midterm that I took today.
not good.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think it was better than I was anticipating. I think that was definitely better than the first midterm. Do I think I'll get more points out of it? I mean, I sure hope so. I think I'll get a better grade. Seb's got a better shot, but I mean, at this point, the game's over. We can continue to talk about midterms. I was going to ask you how your midterm's doing because I couldn't ask chat, and I realized, Monkey, you're well out of school.
I kind of wish. I've actually thought about going back to school.
Oh yeah?
Just, yeah, like maybe trying for a master's or maybe like a second bachelor's. It's weird. You get older, like after you've been in it for a bit. You obviously want to stop going to school, but then after a while, you kind of miss school. It's kind of weird.
I can see that though, because it's like you're out for so long, and then you think, okay, I had like a schedule to stick to, and now I can do like whatever I want. I've heard that common argument actually.
Yeah, it's so weird because like you want it's a very regular way to keep yourself busy, but of course so does work, but. So does the Cougars. 13 shots. They're able to hit a little more than half
busy.
of them. Yeah, very busy out here.
Call them busy bees, except that's not at all their mascot, so we won't call them that. But yeah, that was a pretty impressive game. 13 shots to literally none. That's really impressive. Now, it would have been even more impressive if they somehow were able to make Western Colorado not get one save, because then it would be all zeros across the scoreboard. Now, in my early days of casting, I used to say that, man, I hate seeing zeros on the scoreboard. And that was even lower than the lowest hanging fruit. But in this case, I really hate to see zeros for Western Colorado. Because, if early casting Grant understood one thing, it was that, hey, zero's bad, and this is no good, no bueno.
This is what midterm Grant knows, is that zero is
Yikes.
bad. We go to game
You're not
3
wrong.
of this 3-game set. Oof. Look, man, my entire chemistry class, they felt that too whenever I was in school. Everyone wanted the curve. I think we needed like a 40-point curve. It wasn't good.
Gosh. Yeah, no curves in this class, unfortunately, which it's like, it's one of those things where if one person get on the ball, we've got to give credit to the save from Jolly. They'd like to watch that one back and think, wow, I did a great job, except Seb is like, nah, no, you didn't. That's just rude, if I say so myself.
That was at least a fast reaction. Just Jolly was having to speed their way through. They thought the initial touch would come from the outside because the other player was coming from the outside, tracking with them. But because he was able to get just enough a side fender, was able to make that flip a little bit behind the defender. So there we go. Inside the first half minute of play, Rev trying for another. Oh, he's gonna find it real fast.
Beautiful is how I reminded myself to spell the word beautiful. I mean, look at the cut. The touch over the top, too fast. Perfectly placed. You put it awkward for a defender, you score every time. I mean, that's just the formula. Make it awkward, nobody scores, right?
So wait, since you go beautiful, you also say do the calculator?
No, I was never, no. I just heard calculator. I mean, unless you say like, how else would you say calculator, Monkey?
Calculator.
Cal? Oh, like talk to you later, like calculator.
Yeah. It was a very bad
It's math.
math joke. Yeah. catch you later, and like you like adjust your
later.
glasses. Yeah.
That's the nerdiest thing I've ever heard in my life. No way someplace, somewhere that happens, and you know it does. There's at least one. Yeah, there's at least one person that has said that in a serious manner, and I hope it's nobody in chat. Please tell me it's nobody in chat.
It's at least me in like 3rd grade, man. It was real. I heard it like on cartoons. It's like, oh, this is the sickest thing I've ever heard.
Television convinced children to do that?
Yeah.
No shot.
The 90s were a very weird time. It was both the best and worst fashion and like phrases that ever came up.
Dear goodness.
We had great game shows, okay? That's about all we had.
What other quirks from elementary school do you remember?
Let's see. So
it's a tough question, I guess. Or like even just a memory.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. Now, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, no. I'm curious, but what I was thinking, like we had like Pogs, we had like Yak. So it was always like novelty stuff that they were just kind of throwing at us.
Wait, did you say Pogs?
Oh, Pogs, yeah. But that was more like a
Pog?
like a mid '80s. Yeah. The reason they say Pog is because Pogs.
No shot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need an article for that one. I'm gonna need
it.
a peer-reviewed academic resource.
Doesn't know about the Pog Champions. Like there's a real reason for this.
The Pog Championships. There's send me a link. So, producer, get on that. I need to review my sources here. But here I'll tell you what. See, we probably had very different school experiences because different times. You know, yeah, just slightly. The closest, like when you say Pog, I think Lincoln Logs first of all. Those were fun. Now I'm not saying that was different, but
Right.
I was gonna say my favorite part of elementary school was those scooters. Like they're not like your scooter. No, not your razor scooters with handlebars, but
Yeah.
like the scooters. They were like these square scooters. It was like a square that was like an inch thick with 4 wheels on the bottom and handlebars on the side. It was great.
So,
Yeah.
we had to use those for we call it 2 different games. It was just like it was dodgeball but on the scooter, and then jailbreak. Like where you'd have to because by the end of it they started like making dodgeball illegal, so they had to find ways to like handicap us. But there were kids that would go like 90 miles an hour on those scooters. You just absolutely like break their necks on the sidewall, which were just like open, uncovered brick. So yeah.
I mean, we used to play, and it was like every time around Christmas was when they got those out, and we would do like a reindeer game. I have no idea what the objective was, but they would take the jump ropes and have one person put it around their waist, and then the other person on the scooter would hold onto the jump ropes, and they would just go crazy around. Again, I don't remember the objective of the game, but it was something.
It's beautiful. I wish we'd done
Right?
that. Like the only time we
And
busted out the jump ropes, we did like a charity called Jump Rope for Life.
Like actual cardio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they would put us together in like teams of 5, and we had to do a jump rope routine in front of a bunch of kids, and no one knew. They would bring out one professional, and he was doing like 360 no scopes, jumping through the ropes, like whipping it around, and then you'd have like a 10-year-old trying, and then we're all just embarrassed to not know what we're doing in front of this guy.
Yeah. Yo, we would just strangle our abdomens with jump ropes as we pull around someone much heavier than us on a scooter, and then when it's our turn, they'd be able to whip us 90 miles an hour around the gym floor. That was the other thing too, is it wasn't like a wood gym floor. It was a carpet gym floor. So it was like really smooth. No, it was actually smooth sailing. Like, sure, it may have, I think it was for the better that it reduced that kind of friction, because otherwise there would have been catastrophic consequences. How fast you could get going on those. You know, you catch one plank that's just up a little bit too far and you crash and you wipe out and it's not fun and you cut yourself on the wood floor of the gym. Yeah, it just wouldn't be great. So glad we don't have to worry about that. Although that may, I wonder if that's changed because I know my elementary school has been renovated.